Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a long one. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my 2016 beauty favorites. Basically all the products that I've been loving this past year, my go-tos, and it's just really hard for me, but I really tried my best to narrow it down into each category and the products that I really loved the most, the things that I went to the most. And I also wanted to mention I'm not going to be talking about brushes, hair care, skincare, any of those products in here because I felt like it would be too overwhelming for you guys and I didn't want to keep you here for like 3 hours long. So if you guys want me to do separate hair, skincare, and makeup brushes of 2016, let me know down below and I totally will. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to grab a snack. I would actually grab a whole meal because I have a lot of things to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to start in the order in which I would do my makeup to keep this video semi-organized because I have a lot of things to talk about. So I always start with brows, then I do my eyes, then I do my face, and then I do my lips. So I'm going to try and keep everything a little bit in order. So let's start with brows. First, of course, none of these products are going to be a surprise if you watch my videos, but this is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Brunette. This is the best brow pencil that I have tried thus far. I've tried a lot. I haven't tried all of them, but I've tried many, and I always go back to this one. I love the way this makes my brows look. It's so easy to work with because it has a really tiny tip. Very similar to the Anastasia Brow Wiz, which I was using that at one point, and then I was just honestly tired of spending over $20 on a brow pencil. I also love how it comes with a spoolie on one end because as I'm filling in my brows, I like to spoolie them through to give them a very like natural appearance. And I've struggled with my brows for years. Like my brows are very uneven, and I try my best to make them as even as possible. And I feel like with this, I really just have a lot of control, and I can get the shape that I want very easily, and it doesn't take me super long like it used to do my brows. So I love this brow pencil. And then I also had to throw in here my Salon Perfect Brow Pomade. This one is in the shade dark brown, and this is what it looks like if you guys are not familiar. This also is very similar to the IT Cosmetics Build Brow, the Anastasia one. I feel like all pomades honestly do the same thing, but this one's really good. You can find it at the drugstore. I get Salon Perfect at Walmart. I was using this in the beginning of the year before I discovered the L'Oreal pencil, and I really did love it, but I feel like with the brow pencil, I like it because it makes my brows look less bushy and thick, just more thin and groomed and just put together. But recently, what I've been doing is taking the brow pencil, filling in my brows, outlining them, and filling them in a little bit, and then if I feel like I have a little bit of like sparseness in my brow hairs, then I'll just take my pomade with an angled brush and kind of just brush them through. That's what I did today. It's what I've been doing recently, and I really, really love it. And I'm sorry if I'm talking really fast. I know a lot of people always criticize me for talking extremely fast. It runs in my family. We all talk really fast, so I am trying my best to slow down, but when I start talking about a lot of things, it happens. I'm sorry. Okay, whenever I fill in my brows, I always like to clean them up because, like I said, I struggle with my brows a lot. So I feel like if they ever look a little bit off, when I clean them up, they look 10 times better. So my favorite concealer to do that is with the NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer. It just looks like this. It comes in a little pot, and this one is in the shade Beige. This is the best because it's thick, creamy, but it's not too thick and too creamy. It blends out really nice. So I just like to take a small flat eyeshadow brush and I just literally apply the concealer around my brows, and it just makes them so much more sharp and precise and just more groomed. So this is a great concealer for cleaning up your brows if you ever struggle with them. I highly recommend doing that. Alright, next for an eyeshadow base, my favorite is the NYX eyeshadow base in the shade Skin Tone. Basically looks like a concealer, but it's an eyeshadow base. These remind me so much of the MAC paint pots. I honestly, ever since I got this, I have not used any of my MAC paint pots because this is like the same exact thing and it's so affordable. I've had this for, I don't remember exactly when I got it, for a couple of months, and I still have so much product left, so it's like a win-win because it's affordable and you get a lot of product in here. And then I'll go over top of that with another favorite, my single Wet n Wild eyeshadow. I just ordered like 4 of these online because they're literally 99 cents and they're so good for setting your eye. And I feel like when I apply that and then this, my eyeshadow goes on so smooth. It just like glides on and it just creates a nice base on your lids. I highly, highly recommend this combo if you have maybe like really oily lids, or if you struggle with your eyeshadow lasting all day. This is a really good combo that I love, that I always use, and it's so good. Moving into eyeshadow palettes, surprise, surprise, Anastasia Modern Renaissance takes the win. This is my favorite palette of the entire year. I'm using some of the colors, like the light shades, in my crease today, but this is what it looks like. Of course, I adore this palette. I have a couple tutorials with it because I love it. I mean, if you love warm tone colors, pinks, you're gonna love this palette, obviously. It's like so blendable, so easy to work with, and I own many of the Anastasia palettes because I always love all the ones that she comes out with. They're so beautiful and they have a lot of different beautiful shades in them. Very easy to work with, but this one is definitely my favorite and the one that I'm going to repurchase when I run out of it. I feel like I can still get a lot of good use out of it. I hit pan on all of these. I can feel myself hit and pan on these right here. I really don't need to justify Anastasia shadows. They are really, really, really good quality, as you can see. That's just a little swatch, and I love how this comes with mattes and shimmers, and I love how the mattes are really pigmented and not powdery. A lot of matte shades can be just very powdery, and when you start to blend them, they can get patchy sometimes and they don't blend that good. I have no issues with this palette. It's well worth the $45 that it is. I'm telling you, it's one of the best palettes I've ever used in my entire makeup life, which that says a lot. Another palette I had to mention is actually the one that I'm wearing on my eyes today. This is the Meet Matte Nude palette from the Balm. I actually found mine at Kohl's. You can get it at Kohl's. Kohl's has a lot of Lorac and the Balm stuff, by the way. Also online, you know, the usual places, but this is what it looks like. I love this palette. It's obviously all matte shades. I love like the brown and gray kind of tones in this palette. Very unique. And I don't see a lot of things like this, so I really, really love it. I'm wearing a lot of the brown shades in my crease and stuff today because I love an all matte look. This has like been my favorite type of look to do this year. I have like just brown shadows, and then I use this dark brown right here as like my winged liner. So I don't know, I love this look because it's so soft and smoky, but it's not too dramatic and harsh, so you could wear this every single day. So like honestly, do you see that? Beautiful, like stunning. Another eyeshadow palette I have is the NYX Avant Pop Palette. This is just the 10 color eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. You see how big it is? This is a great neutral palette with tiny pops of color. Like you have greens and blues and purples, which clearly that's what the name's for, Avant Pop. I found mine at Target. This is actually pretty pricey. This is like $16, which I know it's expensive for a drugstore palette, but it is totally worth it because you get huge pans of eyeshadows. Like I use this up a lot and I have not hit pan on any of them, and the pigmentation is on point. It is just a really great palette to have in your collection, especially if you're a beginner. I feel like it's great because you have mattes, shimmers, you have light neutral shades, and then you have these darker colors if you want to like switch it up one day and add like a pop of color on your lower lashes or on your lid. So it's very versatile, which is what I love about it. Next, I wanted to talk about some eyeliners. So, before that, I have a mascara. This is the Wet n Wild Max Volume Plus. This is my favorite mascara of the year because it really is just so good for volumizing, lengthening your lashes, and separating them without any clumpiness or flakiness coming off no matter how many layers you apply, which I really love. So this is what the wand looks like. It looks very traditional, you know, like a rubberized wand, but this makes your lashes so long and separated. I absolutely love it. And I've mentioned it several times, but I have really crappy lashes. Like they're really short and they've gotten shorter over the years, but this, I can actually see my lashes like when I apply them. So it's really good. So I can only imagine if you have super long lashes how good this is going to be because the formula is very lightweight. It's not goopy. So if you're looking for a good mascara, I totally recommend this one. So now I can talk about eyeliners. I almost forgot. For eyeliners, I have first the Milani Liquid Eyeliner Pencil. I don't know why they call it liquid eyeliner, but this is just a traditional black pencil. This is what it looks like. I just honestly discovered this, I want to say like 2 months ago, but I wanted to mention it because it's the best black eyeliner that I've tried this year. For my waterline, for tight lining, it doesn't smudge on my contacts. It's so long wearing and it's so pitch black. Oh my goodness, let me just do one swatch. Look at that. That's just one tiny swatch. I guess that's why they call it liquid eyeliner pencil because it literally looks like a black liquid liner. But this is amazing and it's so random, but I recently just found this at TJ Maxx for $2. But you can get this wherever they sell Milani, CVS, Walmart, and it's so affordable regardless. It's under $10, but this is a really good black eyeliner if you're searching for one that lasts really long and that's creamy on your waterline. Search no more. Speaking of liners, I have the NYX Glam liners. These are the Aqua Luxe waterproof glittery liners. And the first one I have is in the shade Glam Nude. These are basically just like sparkly glitter liners. They're beautiful. So this is what they look like. You can see they're just like metallic, beautiful, shimmery, sparkly eyeliners. And I love them because you get no mess, but you still get that really pretty effect. and they don't irritate my eyes. I have super sensitive eyes and I don't have any issues with these, like making them really irritated red or anything like that. So highly recommend these, and look at those shades. They have a lot of different colors, but of course I went with the more neutral ones because I knew I was going to get the most use out of these. And by the way, they're super long wearing. Like trying to take them off, you have to like scrub your hand off. So you've been warned. Okay, I had to, of course, mention the Revlon PhotoReady Eye Arts. I, again, have so many tutorials with these. I just did a New Year's Eve tutorial with one of them, and these are amazing. If you love glitter, but you hate the mess like me, I love glitter, but I cannot stand having loose glitter everywhere. Like, it just bothers me, and sometimes it gets in my eye, and it just makes my eyes irritated. And these literally solved all my problems because you get that glitter effect without the mess, without the irritants in your eyes, without anything like that. So this is what they look like. So basically they come with glitter on one end and cream shadows on the other, and they're just brush applicators. So one of my favorite colors ever is in Peach Prism. It comes with a little brush, and you just take it and you literally just apply the glitter right over top. So easy. You can build them up and you can get a really sparkly look without having all that fallout everywhere, which that's my favorite thing. So Peach Prism is one of my favorites, and then Twinkling Topaz is absolutely beautiful. I did a prom look last year with that. And then this one is the one that I just use in Midnight Glitz. So it's funny because I saw these for years, for such a long time, and I actually thought these were nail polishes at one point, and then I was searching for some really good drugstore glitter and I found these. I tried them out, fell in love. Really quick, I want to talk about eyelash glue before I get into my favorite lashes. I have the Strip Lash adhesive. This one is by Kiss, and this is what it looks like. It just comes in a little white tube. You can find this at Walmart or CVS. That's where I've seen it. And it just looks like this. It comes with a brush, so it's really easy to apply. It doesn't have a stinky smell, which is a plus in my book. I was using the Duo eyelash glue for a really long time, especially when I first started makeup, because I didn't really know of any other brands. That literally smells like fish, and it takes forever to dry. So I was like, okay, I need to find a different eyelash glue. So then I found the House of Lashes lash glue, and it came in a white tube and a black one, which I thought was really convenient. But the only thing was with that, I had to keep ordering it online. I had to pay for shipping. So even though it was really pretty cheap, it was only $8 for the bottle, I was just kind of annoyed having to constantly order it online, which is not a big deal. But one day I went to the drugstore and I found this at Walmart, and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks just like the House of Lashes adhesive. So I picked it up, and it literally is the same exact thing, except it's a little bit more affordable. I find this for like $3 to $5 at the drugstore, and it's the same exact thing. Doesn't irritate my eyes. It's so easy to apply, and it dries in less than a minute, which is a plus in my book. So I absolutely love this. If you're looking for a good eyelash glue, I highly recommend it. I know I don't show this in all my tutorials when I'm applying my lashes, but this is the only thing that I've been using for the past couple of months. I don't even remember. I think I got this in the beginning of the year, and I haven't looked back ever since. Now I'm going to do a quick rundown on my favorite lashes. I debated including them in here because I want to do a whole video on them, but I figured it's a beauty product, so I'm just gonna throw it in here. So first, the lashes that I'm wearing today, Salon Perfect 615. This is what these look like. I get this big pack at Walmart. I go to Walmart and Target for all of my makeup products because that's where it's more affordable, I find. Love these. They're wispy. They're not too long. They're not too like dramatic. They're just beautiful. I also love these Salon Perfect 614s, but my Walmart has been sold out for like forever, but those are really good as well. Kiss number 11s. You can see I have like no lashes left, but these are absolutely beautiful. You can see they're very similar to the Ardell Demi Wispies, but they're a little bit prettier. They're a little bit longer, a little bit more wispy, and I always get questions on a daily basis about lashes that I recommend for beginners, and I recommend Kiss because they're the most natural, the most easy to apply, and they're so affordable. So these are really good if you are on a budget and you're looking for a really good everyday lash. And then I have a little bit more dramatic lashes, maybe if you want to like use these for your birthday, or if you're going out or something, or if you have like a dramatic look. Eyelure lashes are bomb.com. So Eyelure number 126 are my most popular used lash of the year. I don't have them with me, but I also love the Vegas Nay lashes. I'll leave a picture of them right here. Absolutely stunning. These are a new discovery of me, but I wanted to share them anyway because they're so stunning. They are the Eyelure Gilded Lashes. These are beautiful. I found these at Ulta, and you can see they are so thick. Like, I cannot even believe these are drugstore lashes. They look so high-end and full. They're so thick, and they're so black. They're lightweight, and they literally complete any look and just make it look super glam. So these are absolutely like everything. I love them.
Jeez, that's a lot of products.
Okay, now moving into face products. I have a lot of things to get through. Let's do it. First, I have the Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm. Nikki Tutorials was the first one who mentioned this on her channel in the beginning of the year, and ever since then it just like exploded all over social media. But this is literally the best primer that I've tried for making my makeup last all day. It smells like a guy, doesn't irritate my skin. When you first apply it, it's kind of like a watery consistency, and then it gets a little bit sticky, and that's how you know you're ready to apply your makeup. And it literally just lasts all day, like hours and hours and hours. No matter what foundation you use, it's gonna last when you use this. So love this primer. And next I had to mention also my Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I love this primer. In the beginning of the year and in the summer, my skin was just like really weird. It was like really dry at one point, and I'm really into glowy skin. So especially in the summertime, I really loved having just a glow to my face. So I love mixing this primer in like with my foundations or just on its own, because it gives your skin just this really beautiful glow from within. That's what it looks like. No shimmer, no glitter, I promise. It literally is just a beautiful light glow. So if you have dry skin, I think this is going to be amazing for you. If you have oily skin, I don't really think you would want more of a glow if you're already oily, but I definitely recommend this for my dry to normal skin girls. I also wanted to mention my Urban Decay. This is the Pore Perfecting Primer. It like completely wore off, but this makes my face look so flawless when I apply it. It is just so smooth. It fills in my pores very nice, and it doesn't have like that silicone kind of base, which I like primers like that, but sometimes honestly I'm like sick of primers like that. Like I want a nude type of formula, and this gives that to me. It makes my face look just really flawless and not greasy. It just blends into my skin so nicely, and I noticed a difference whenever I was using this versus when I wasn't. It really makes a difference in my makeup, so I really love this for larger pores. And speaking of pores, I wanted to talk about my Hard Candy Pore Defense Primer Serum. This literally, when I first used it, I could see my skin just looking like more pretty. Like my bare skin, it just had this really beautiful like look to it. I can't even explain it. When I first used it, I was like, oh my gosh, the only new thing that I was using at the time was this. And the packaging is just absolutely stunning, as you can see. So this is also a really good pore filler. It is silicone free, alcohol free, oil free, which I also totally agree with. It just has like a lotiony type of consistency, but it doesn't leave your face feeling greasy. It just fills everything in and makes it look super flawless. For when you put it on your foundation, it looks so good. I also wanted to mention the NYX First Base Primer Spray. I have like none left in here, like a little tiny bit. This prevents your makeup from looking cakey, powdery. I like to spray this normally before I do my makeup and then after, like to set my face. It's not really like, it doesn't say it's a setting spray, but I like it also to set my makeup because it makes everything look so flawless and last a long time. NYX has really, really good setting sprays from the drugstore. I feel like that's one of like the only brands that I truly feel like works and makes a difference in my makeup. So this, A+. Then speaking of setting sprays, I have to throw in here my Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. It's like a very hydrating setting spray, but it makes my makeup last all day. It also has a really soft kind of floral sweet scent. Oh, I absolutely love this. You can get Pixi at Target. I also really love the spritzer application of it. I don't know if you can really see, but it just sprays really, really nice. So moving into foundations, this was really hard for me. I have a lot of favorite foundations this year, but I picked 4 that I felt like were like my favorites. I love the finish of them and they were just stunning. So first, L'Oreal Pro Glow. It's actually what I'm wearing today. This foundation literally impressed me so much. It makes your skin look glowy without being greasy. Or it doesn't look like you have a lot of makeup on when you have it on, but it has a really amazing coverage, you guys. This foundation is everything that you could ever need in a foundation and more. Like if you want to be glowy, but you don't want to be greasy, but you want full coverage. So I'm currently in the shade 204 Natural Buff. And then I also, speaking of dewy, had to throw in here the Dewy and Smooth by Maybelline. Again, in the beginning of the year, my skin was just so dry at some points, like just extremely dry. And I wanted a foundation that wasn't going to make me look like a grease ball, but I still wanted a little bit of hydration. So this gives that to me. It reminds me of the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. I mean, it pretty much is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless, but for people with dry skin. And mine is in the shade 220 Natural Beige. Then I have the Revlon PhotoReady Airbrush Effect. This is a really great foundation if you're going out to an event and you're taking pictures with flash photography. The Airbrush Effect, this one I have in the shade 004 Nude. This literally is so medium to full coverage and it makes your face look just airbrushed and flawless, just like what it says in the packaging. I truly feel like that's how it makes your face look. And my last foundation is the Too Faced Born This Way. This is beautiful, you guys. Mine is in the shade Warm Beige. This is actually a little too dark for me right now. I have not gotten color matched for this recently because I've been trying out so many new foundations that I kind of forgot about some of these foundations, to be quite honest with you, because I've been using so many different new ones. But the finish of this is very just like a natural finish, but you still get medium to full coverage. I love medium to full coverage foundations because I feel like if I'm gonna use makeup, I'm either gonna use a lot or not use any. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'll do my no makeup looks, but for the most part, I'm either full on glam or full on bare face. This one's really nice because you can see like my freckles and stuff peeking through. Like I have a little tiny like beauty marks around here. Not really freckles, but beauty marks. But you can still cover up like a lot, like your acne or scarring and everything, and it still looks like skin. It's also really long wearing. So I used to use this a lot in the summer and the beginning of my semester when it was really hot outside still, and no issues with it. It's just beautiful. For my concealers and under eye treatments. Okay, I'm going to start with the Hard Candy Instant Eye Fix. This is the under eye treatment. This is what it looks like. Again, Hard Candy is available at Walmart, and what this is, let me just read you the claims and then I'll talk about it. It says it depuffs, brightens, smooths, primes, and moisturizes. I totally agree with everything that this says. Like, if you have puffy eyes, like when you first wake up and maybe you didn't get a lot of sleep, apply this and I'm telling you, it feels so good. It's like moisturizing, hydrating. It comes with this metal applicator, which I cleaned off today because it was disgusting. This is what you apply it with, and you just squeeze it up and then you just apply it underneath your eyes. It feels so cooling and so refreshing. It moisturizes, it does moisturize and hydrates underneath the eye area so good. So when I first used this, I really didn't think it was working, and then I looked back at the footage when I was editing and I'm like, wait, this does work. I used this on one eye and not the other, and the eye that I didn't use it was a lot more puffy than the eye that I did use it. Now, this isn't like a miracle worker. It's not going to completely like erase your puffiness or anything, but it reduces it a little bit, and it makes everything just look and go on so much better when you apply your concealer and everything. So then I had to throw in here my Pixi Under Eye Corrector. I haven't used this honestly in a really long time, ever since I started using this, because even though this doesn't have a ton of coverage underneath your eyes like this corrector does, I love the feeling that it gives my under eye. So that's why I've been using that. But this is still a really great under eye corrector if you have a lot of darkness peeking through and it always peeks through your concealer. Try this and then go over top of your concealer and it's going to look so good. For concealer, you guys already saw it coming. Tarte Shape Tape Concealer is definitely my #1 of the year. Like, normally when things are like really hyped up, I feel like they're not going to be good, to be honest, because everyone's talking about them. I'm like, okay, what is the big deal, right? So I tried this out because everyone was talking about it, and I'm so glad that I tried this. This is the best concealer ever. Like, it's so incredibly full coverage, and I love this fat wand that it comes with. Like, look at that. Do you see how big that is? It is just perfect. It's creamy, and it has like this kind of powdery finish underneath your eyes. It's not dry or cakey, but I feel like if you have like really dry under eyes, you might not even need to set your concealer because that's how good it looks underneath there. It doesn't look like liquidy or like wet underneath your eyes. It just literally absorbs into the skin so beautifully. Mine is in the shade medium, but lately I've also been mixing light and medium because when I was on their website, they didn't have my shade currently. They're always like out of stock, in stock, so I just picked up the two colors and I've been mixing them and I love the combos. Then I also have the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is a lighter version of the Tarte Shape Tape. This is definitely more medium to full coverage. You can build it up, but if you don't want something maybe as intense as this, maybe you don't like things that are super full coverage, then I would try the Too Faced Born This Way. It's very creamy, but it's more lightweight and less full coverage than the Tarte one. It's still so beautiful. It blends like a dream and it melts underneath your eyes, and when you take your beauty blender and just blend it out, it's flawless. Okay, now for powders. Now, this is the year of baking, I feel like, or maybe it was last year, I don't know, but I started baking this year, and for a really long time I didn't like baking because I felt like it really accentuated my fine lines and it just made everything look very like dry and cakey underneath my eyes, and I just personally did not like it until I found the RCMA No Color Powder. This is literally so bomb, you guys. Like, I first discovered this from Kathleen Lights and I immediately ordered it on, I think it was beautylish.com. I'll leave it linked below where you can exactly get it because I know it's been sold out at a lot of different places. But first of all, I've had this since the beginning of the year and I've only used that much product. So a little bit of this goes a long way. There's so much in here. You get beyond your money's worth when it comes to this product. But this is so good for baking because even if you get dry under eyes, because I do sometimes, this does not accentuate any fine lines. It doesn't over dry your eyes, and it just feels really smooth when you apply it. And I have heard from Kathleen, I personally have not tried it, but this does not give any flashback in pictures. So if you're like going to an event or something and you need a really good powder for baking, this is the way to go. Another favorite powder that I loved this year for setting my foundation is the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. And you guys, this is an exact dupe for the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores press powder. I bought that in the summer. I remember I loved it. I really thought it was a flawless looking powder. It really did kind of diminish my pores, or the appearance of my pores, when I had it on over my foundation. But then I discovered this and I'm like, okay, this is literally the same exact thing. So I have not purchased the IT Cosmetics one anymore. I just keep using this one because it makes your skin look flawless. Like if you have larger pores, even with your foundation and stuff, and you apply this, your face literally looks so smooth and beautiful. This is what I have on today to set my entire face, and I cannot say enough good things about it. Like, it is so thin and lightweight on the face. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. I know e.l.f. has an HD loose powder, but I like this one better personally. Okay, next up I have bronzers to talk about, basically contour kits in another way. First, I just want to quickly mention the Kat Von D Shade and Light. You guys know I love this. I talked about this in my Jaclyn Hill Made Me Buy It. This is so good. I have it on today. For contouring, the shades are not too cool tone, not too gray, not too dark. They're amazing, and I think this is such a versatile palette if you have light skin tone, medium skin tone, or dark, because of the shade selection in here. Another contour palette I wanted to mention is the e.l.f. one. This one is Balm.com. I cannot believe how good the contour powders are in here because they're so affordable. So that's what it looks like. I love how you get this cool tone contour shade and then this light one. I like to mix them both, honestly, to create my perfect shade, and it's amazing for contouring. And then both of these, you can see, I love for setting underneath my eyes for my concealer because it really brightens up the area and makes it look very like just open and awake. So this palette is just so good. It doesn't have a specific name, it's just the contour palette. Speaking of contour, I have the e.l.f. Duo in the shade Fiji Matte. I know this comes with a blush, but this contour shade right here is also divine. Like, it's the perfect contour color. You can't really see it like when you swatch it, but actually applying it, so good. And then the blush in here is also so pigmented and beautiful. This is just an everyday palette that I think is perfect if you're on the go and you just want something really quick. Again, swatching these does not do it justice because when you actually have them on your face and on your brush, they look 10 times better. So don't let the swatches fool you. These are really, really good duos, and they have other ones as well that are shimmery, but I think the matte ones are my favorite personally because they just give you a very natural, beautiful look, and they go with like any eye looks. Next up I have a blush. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Apricot in the middle. This is actually what I have on my cheekbones today, you guys. This is like my favorite blush of all time. Like, look at this shade. It's literally a beautiful apricot orangey color. It looks like a traditional blush in the pan. It doesn't look like anything special, but applying it to your face, it is stunning. Like, so stunning. It has like this really pretty like golden sheen underneath. Again, swatching a lot of the things really doesn't do it justice. You actually have to apply it on your face and you're going to see what I'm talking about. Speaking of blushes, the City Color Timeless Beauty Palette won my heart this year, and this reminded me so much of the Jaclyn Hill palette, which I also do love, but I talked about that so much in the Jaclyn Hill favorites palette Jaclyn Hill video that I just did, so that's why I didn't want to throw it in here because I didn't want to be too repetitive. But this palette, you guys, if you're looking for a good blush and highlighter palette, you need to just buy this because you can get this on their website, citycolorcosmetics.com. I adore this palette. It is extremely pigmented. Like, a little bit goes a long way. I love also the shade selection in here, how you have just such versatile blushes and highlighters. So if you have darker skin tone, you're totally going to love this palette because the highlighters are very dark. So I really love how they did that because I feel like nowadays a lot of highlighters and a lot of makeup companies, honestly, they only cater to a lot of light to medium skin tones, which is really frustrating because obviously light and medium skin tones are not the only people who wear makeup. So I love the fact that this palette is going to be great for medium to dark skin tones because the highlighters are a little bit darker. Now if you're light skin tone and you want to try this palette out, you can totally use these darker highlighters as blush toppers and they're going to be beautiful as well. Next I have the Lorac highlighter. This is in the shade Daylight. This is a beautiful champagne highlighter. Oh my goodness, do you see that? Yes, that is just one swipe. I love Lorac. I feel like Lorac is a bit underrated. I hear people talking about them, but not that much. A lot of their eye products get mentioned, but their face products are bomb.com. The things that I've tried from them, I just absolutely love. Next, I have the Ofra highlighter in the shade Rodeo Drive. This is also like literally so stunning. This is what I have mixed with the Lorac highlighter. It pretty much looks like the same color, to be honest, but Ofra highlighters are so buttery, you guys. Oh, they're so beautiful. And then I have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder. You guys remember in the beginning of the year, these were like blowing up in the beginning of summer, actually. I actually found this one at Rite Aid, and I'm pretty sure they are making these permanent in 2017, which is why I wanted to mention them, because this is one of the best drugstore highlighters ever. Like Wet n Wild, you're the best. So this is what it looks like. This one's in the shade Precious Petals, and look at that glow. These are under $5. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but it is very affordable, and you can just see how beautiful and beaming that highlight is. And then I also wanted to talk about the Essence Pure Nude highlighter in the shade number 10, Be My Highlight. When I first used this, I was like, okay, this isn't even showing up, but the more that I started using it, the more that I realized you have to build it up a little bit, and you kind of have to scrape off the top of it a little bit for it to actually show up. But once you do, it is just the most stunning, natural, glowy highlighter ever. It doesn't accentuate any like fine lines or imperfection. It is just truly perfection on the face. If you don't really like too much of a glow, you still want to glow, but you don't want to be like beaming, then I would try this out because it is just, oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. See, it's like light and glowy, but it's not like too much like in your face, you know what I mean? I think this is really good for people maybe who are younger and you don't want too much of a glow, or if you have more mature skin and you want a glow but not like too much. So I love this. You can get Essence at Ulta. Dad, I'm making a video. Okay. No hagan mucha bulla, por favor. Thank you. Alright, you guys, I think we are done with face products. So last but not least, my favorite lip products. So I'm going to start with the obvious. My two favorite lip liners are, you can see, first of all, the NYX lip liner in the shade Sugar Glass. Absolutely amazing. This goes with every lip color that I own that's a nude in my collection. If you watch my tutorials, I'm either using this one or this one by Milani. I don't know what it is about this color. I love it. It's perfect. It is so perfect. So that is Sugar Glass. The other lip liner, look how tiny this is. This is from Milani. This one's in the shade Nude. And what I love about these is that they're both really creamy, pigmented, and they just make my lipstick and liquid lipstick, whatever I'm using, just last like so much longer. So I love these two. If you're looking for really good, affordable lip liners, I definitely recommend these. Let's talk about glosses. So Revlon glosses, I feel like they're so underrated. I don't hear too many people talking about them anymore, but Revlon has really great lip glosses. These are the two shades that I felt like I was just using the most this year. The first one I'm actually wearing on my lips today with a liquid lipstick underneath. Again, details will be down below if you are interested, if you care. This one's in the shade Super Natural. This is what the packaging of them looks like, first of all. I like these glosses because they're creamy and they're not sticky, but you get really, really good pigment off of them. So this one's in the shade Super Natural. I like this on its own or topped over top of a liquid lipstick because it makes a liquid lipstick last longer. But you see like the shine of that, so it makes your lips look like wet and glossy but not sticky, which is what I love. They're really, really comfortable. And then another one that I really like is in the shade Sky Pink, which is like a baby doll kind of pink shade. And these don't have a scent, which I like. Right there. Beautiful, right? Stunning. Alright, this year I feel like was the year of liquid lipsticks. First, the NYX Lingerie liquid lipsticks. I'm wearing one of them today in the shade Push Up. So Push Up and Lace Detail. I love these shades. They're like Your Lips But Better. Lace Detail's a little bit more nude, but it's really, really stunning. These have a very thin formula on the lips. They're super, super lightweight. You can't feel them on your lips, which I really like about them. And they have light to dark nude. So it's like they have a nude shade suitable for like every skin tone, which I love. Next, I have Milani. They came out with their Amore Matte Lip Creams this year, and I fell in love with the nude shades. I will be quite honest with you. The nude shades are a lot better better than the darker colors that they have. They don't separate and they don't bleed out. So if you're looking for some good nude liquid lipsticks, check out Milani as well, but I don't recommend, again, their darker shades because they're just a little too splotchy for me, but I love the nude ones. These have a little bit more of a thicker formula than the NYX ones, but they are so long wearing and they're so beautiful. So just to name some of my few shades that I love: Adorable, Precious, and Loved. They're nudes, but they're all different nude shades. So I'm going to swatch them for you. These smell like vanilla cupcakes. They're absolutely stunning and they're so opaque and thick. You really don't need a lot of layers of the nude shades because if you do apply too many layers, they can crumble on your lips. So you only need 2 layers of this max. You could even get away with just 1 layer. So it goes Adorable, Precious, and Loved. And yep. You see that? And last but not least, I'm topping off this video with the ColourPop Satin Lips. I love the Ultra Matte liquid lipsticks so much. I think I talked about them last year. I don't know. I love them. Really, really good. But the satin lips, they're just like to die for. So if you didn't like the Ultra Mattes because they over dried your lips or whatever the case may be, I'm telling you, try the satin ones. So they go on like a liquid lipstick. They dry like a liquid lipstick, but they aren't as dry as a liquid lipstick, if that makes sense. So just so stunning. They have a lot of different colors to choose from. That's why I love ColourPop, because they have so many different shades. So definitely check out the satin lips because they're just so good. So again, 0.0 and screenshot. Finally, so I hope you guys enjoyed this long ass video. Thank you so much if you watched until the very end. If you didn't, it's okay. I still love you. I understand it's a really long video, but thank you guys so much for all of your continuous love and support in 2016. I appreciate every single one of you, and I cannot wait to see what 2017 has in store. I am so excited. So I love you guys. I hope 2016 was also a good year for you guys, and if it wasn't, then I will pray that 2017 will be. So that is it. That completes this video. Thank you guys again for everything, and I'll see you in a few days in my next video. Bye!